What's going on, everyone? So tonight the Lakers take on the Denver Nuggets, and we have seen this trend of the Lakers winning in 6 games. We've seen the Lakers steal game 1, which gives them home court advantage, lose game 2 in usually a dominant fashion, right? And then they go home, dominate game 3. Game 4's been close, but Lakers have been able to overcome that. They're the best closeout team, crunch time team in the entire league. They are holding teams to 75 points per 100 possessions. To put that in perspective, the second closest is averaging over 100 points per 100 possessions. The Lakers, when it's crunch time, lock down. And if games are tight, I expect the Lakers to get it done. And we've seen, again, the same sort of path, same sort of trajectory, lose game 5, and then go back to LA, win game 6 in just dominant blowout fashion. Now, Denver, don't get me wrong, Denver's going to have its challenges. And very likely, this series could play out the exact same way, where the Lakers win game 1, Denver takes game 2, 3, 4, 5, Denver, 6, Lakers, right? We could follow the same trend. I said that I think the Lakers win in 6, but if the Lakers win game 1, I think the series is over a lot faster. And here's why. So, when you're talking about home court advantages, Denver has the best home court advantage of any team in the league. That's not an opinion. That's not a thought. No, that's a statistical fact. And it's because of the elevation in which teams have to go play. You're going from like a normal place that's just like anywhere else to going, 7,000 feet. And that is just wear and tear on your body. Now, I've seen a lot of people that mention how are the old Lakers? I don't know where this old narrative for the Lakers came from, because outside of LeBron James, name me one player on that team. Well, now Tristan Thompson, but he hasn't played. So outside of LeBron, who on this team is old? The average age for this Lakers team is 27. So I don't know where people get this old narrative. So I think that the young guys are going to be the factors in this series. I did a whole breakdown. Make sure you check it out after this video. But I did a whole breakdown diving into I think this is going to be a LeBron series. I think you're going to see LeBron really pick it up here on the scoring department, especially with AD. AD is going to have his hands full with Jokic. He's going to have to dominate the defensive floor, and a lot of his energy is going to have to take place on the defensive end against Denver. I don't expect Anthony Davis to go for 30 a night. I could see him doing it a game here and there, but I think in reality, Anthony Davis is probably going to average around 20 points this series, just because he's going to have to exert himself more than he's had to do this entire playoffs. And so I think LeBron, I think you see him be more aggressive, see him pick it up. Denver is one of the worst rim protecting teams in the league, right? The Lakers, on the other hand, are the best. So the Lakers are minus 7.5. So basically what that means is, let's say a team scores 100 points at the rim. The Lakers are keeping teams to 92 points, right? And Denver, on the other side, is a plus 2.8, which means, again, say a team scores 100 points at the rim. If they're playing Denver, they're scoring 103 points at the rim. So you have a lot. This is going to be a series where Lonnie Walker, Austin Reeves, D'Angelo Russell, Rui Hachimura, right, Dennis Schroeder, LeBron James. These guys are going to have a free lane to the basket and on several occasions. And I expect the Lakers to really dominate, and you're going to see this huge disparities in points in the paint. I wouldn't be surprised if you see some disparity in free throws again, because yes, Denver is much better at defending without fouling. But when you're putting all this rim pressure, you're putting the whistle on the ref to make the call. So if the Lakers are a team that's being aggressive and getting to the basket, and Denver settles and is shooting mid-range and three-point shots, you're going to get that disparity. That's why these other teams keep having these disparities, because Lakers are, let's get to the basket, let's dominate the paint. And then you have all these other teams that are just jacking up threes. Now, Denver likes to play inside in the paint, right? Jokic on the low block, middle of the key area, and I expect him to back down a lot. Denver has their advantages going into game 1. And I do think that Denver very likely could and should win game 1, because, again, they have the health, they have the rest, so do the Lakers, but they still have the rest, and they have the home court, which is just that far of a distance. If Lakers win game 1, that means that difference in elevation had no real effect and it didn't matter. And now Denver has all the pressure for game 2, just like the Warriors, just like the Grizzlies. But here's the problem. We have yet to see Denver in a crunch time crucial situation to where it's like this could be the end of our season, right? They've pretty much ran through everybody, and they should have, right? Like, I mean, they smacked Minnesota, although Minnesota gave them troubles, but Minnesota wasn't a real team in as far as contention or anything like that. They weren't very good, right? And then you looked at the Phoenix Suns. I was saying from day one, the moment they did the Kevin Durant trade, I was like, Phoenix is not going to be a good team. They're not going anywhere. And even though everyone was like, oh, Denver or, Phoenix is this and Phoenix is that, they got Kevin Durant. They had no depth, no defense, no one to stop or slow down Denver. Denver has the best offense in the entire playoffs. A lot of that is because of Phoenix, right? You saw in the Golden State and Sacramento series, both teams were putting up 125 a game. It was a shootout. And then Golden State ended up playing the Lakers, and they were scoring 100 points a game. It's a big difference when you're playing the Lakers defense. That's holding teams to 105 points per game. Big difference. I don't expect the Denver Nuggets putting up 120. Will they a game? Probably. Maybe they have a game or two where they put up 125. Sure. But they're not going to be averaging 125 like they are. From a defense perspective, they're giving up 112 points per game. That was against a terrible offensive Minnesota team, and that was against a Phoenix Suns team that had no offense outside of Kevin Durant and Devin Booker putting up 80 points per game, right? So this is going by far going to be the toughest matchup for Denver. This is going to be their first real test, and if they lose game 1, I could see them completely folding. They don't have a world of experience. Right? Like, they've had their moments. You have several guys from the bubble team that are still here, but they still have a lot of new guys that haven't been in these moments that aren't big. KCP, how is he going to play? Does he just completely disappear? We've seen him, when he was on the Lakers, just completely disappear in series or games or stretches. Michael Porter Jr., I do not trust that guy in crucial, high-pressure situations. He's young, he's inexperienced, he likes to play on the perimeter more than he likes to use his size to get to the basket. I can see him just jacking up shots, right? Bruce Brown has been solid, but, how does he play in a tight, crucial game? And how does he respond, if he has a bad night or something like that against a good defensive team? They haven't had these challenges. They haven't had anybody that can lock down and make things difficult for these guys. DeJounte Murray, he's not that bubble Murray that was putting up 50 points a game. Like, he at times has disappeared in this playoff run. And how does he respond? The Lakers have the tools to beat Denver. Denver also was tied this series 2-2, and that was before the trade. Denver, here's an advantage the Lakers have. The Lakers have seen this Denver team 4 times, and they've beaten them twice. Denver has never seen this Lakers team. So the Lakers know what to expect, and they already know what they need to do in order to slow down Denver. Denver does not know what to do to this team yet because they haven't played this team yet. And yes, the regular season and the playoffs are 2 very different things. Don't get me wrong. But as I've said throughout the course of these playoffs, there are a lot of things that happen in the regular season that translate and that you can take that will impact a series in the playoffs, right? Yes, there are times where a team, will sweep a team in the regular season and then get swept in the playoffs. Yes, there are that. But if you look and you boil down those games and you boil down this, that, and the other, you can go, oh, okay, here's the points that were made, adjusted, changed, that were the factors and why this ended up being the result. The Lakers have that. Denver does not. So how do they game plan going into game 1? If the Lakers win game 1, I really truly believe that this series may be over in 5 games. Like, I wouldn't even, if they lose game 2, it's a sweep. But if the Lakers win game 1, don't be surprised if the Lakers go into LA up 2-0. And I know a lot of people might think of that and think that that's crazy. There's no way, blah, blah, blah. Denver's the number 1 seed. They're not sweeping the Lakers, or the Lakers aren't sweeping them. Hey, we've seen stranger things happen, right? LeBron James has been saving the tank, right? That's what Darvin Ham's been saying the whole time. LeBron James has been saving himself for the later series heading into this playoffs. If Anthony Davis can slow down Jokic and the Lakers defense can slow down Murray and make everyone else beat them, I don't see Denver winning many games at all. Like, Jokic is averaging like 35, 12, and 11 or something crazy like that, right? If he drops to like 27, 10, and 8, right? The Lakers probably win this series handily. Because that margin, that difference, is going to be the difference in this series. What is Jamal Murray going to do? Is he going to be able to play through the onslaught of guys that the Lakers can throw at him? Jared Vanderbilt. Jared Vanderbilt has slowed down Ant-Man, completely eliminated Ant-Man. Ant-Man was killing this Denver team. Right? He was averaging like 27 or 30 a game against this Denver team. And we saw Anthony Edwards completely be irrelevant against Jared Vanderbilt. We've seen him slow down and completely shut down Brandon Ingram. We've seen him do it to Ja Morant. We've seen him do it to Steph Curry. Like, same thing with Dennis Schroeder. Yes, Dennis Schroeder lacks a little bit of size on Jamal Murray, but he's been a handful. I mean, go look at, well, granted, to be fair, they are a little more comparable in size, but Steph Curry is a far better playmaker, scorer, all of that than Jamal Murray. I mean, it's not even close. And go look at Dennis Schroeder's numbers defending Steph Curry. Game 6, just go look at Game 6. Look at Steph's numbers before Schroeder's ejection and then after Schroeder's ejection. And it's insane, right? How is Jamal Murray going to respond? If the Lakers take Game 1, I wouldn't be shocked if they win Game 2. And I don't think Denver's going to beat the Lakers in LA. They haven't been able to all in the regular season. The 2 games that the Lakers won were in the regular season. The one advantage Denver has is home court. They haven't lost the game at home. Neither have the Lakers. If the Lakers go in and prove that they could beat Denver, then they already have everything they need to know to beat Denver. Now, will the Lakers fail to show up Game 2, stuff like that? Possibly. But I think you'll see Game 2. I think you'll see, if the Lakers steal Game 1, or regardless, I think, you're going to see LeBron James go, all right, it's time for the kill shot. Let's go close this out. Let's go up 2-0 going back to LA, right? And here's the thing. Even if the Lakers win Game 1, the only game Denver might win is Game 2. Because I don't think they're going to beat LA in LA. And that means they'd be up 3-1 going back to Denver. And I don't think Denver has the mental fortitude that the Warriors have. You know, and could they get hot and beat them? Sure. But I think the Lakers, this is going to be one of 2 things. Either this is going to prove to be a really bad matchup for Denver because the Lakers just have their number, which sometimes it happens. Matchups are a real thing in the playoffs. Sometimes teams just, you don't want to play, right? Sometimes there's teams that just, it's no matter what, like the Clippers for the Lakers. No matter how good we are, it just seems for whatever reason we cannot beat the Clippers. Every time we play the Clippers, we just seem to lose to them, right? That seems to be the case a lot of times with Denver. Every time we play Denver, whether it's the playoffs, the regular season, I mean, throughout the course of history, every time Lakers and Denver end up playing, the Lakers seem to always have their number no matter how good Denver is. And sometimes that's just something that's in people's heads. Sometimes it's just the way it works. Sometimes that's just sports. And if the Lakers steal Game 1, I really think you're going to see LeBron James say, we need to steal Game 2. And if they win Game 2, the Lakers the Lakers sweep them. If they win Game 1, I think they might win in 5. I think the only way that Denver's going to extend the series is they have to win Game 1. Because whether they win or lose Game 1, they very likely might lose Game 2. And so this will be interesting. But anyway, those are just my thoughts. And as always, I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. Agree with me? Disagree with me? Either way, I want to see the Lakers win Game 1. I wouldn't get too high. I wouldn't get my hopes up too high. Don't get me wrong. Because again, it's just an adjustment. But Darvin Ham has like a 95% win rate when he has multiple days off leading into a team. So just something to keep in mind. But let's go Lakers.